different type, what are the different type of life skills, then what is the importance of life skill in today's life, and then finally we will see how information technology helps in improving our life skills. First, I'll just mention that my session will be a little bit interactive session. I will talk to you and I will like to listen from you also. Then the session will be lively and I'm sure you will love the session. So first of all, I would like to hear from you. What is your concept about life skill? Anyone, if you don't mind, please come up with your own. What life skill is? What is your idea about life skill? First, let me know from you. Just take it as interactive session. This is not a one direction telling, a mono-direction speech. It will be an interactive session. And then the session will be much lively and you will get many more things from this session only. Okay. I will ask you, what do you think about life? What is your idea about life skill? What life skill is? What is the difference between soft skill and life skill? And what is the importance of life skill? Anyone? You just throw light on that. What is life? What is your idea about life skill? If anyone can assist me, please. Then only the session will be much lively. Otherwise, I am giving you a lecture that will not be fruitful enough.
So
let me know.
So let me try.
Yes, Dipti ma'am.
Sir, actually, what I understood is making people self-reliant and self-sufficient so they can manage, their own thing in their life. And it could be related to vulnerable people, those who are not able to, do anything themselves. So we just need to provide some kind of support so they can come together and, develop something to lead their life in a grateful manner. Thank you.
Can you give some example of life skills?
Sir, we have seen that there are many centers like open where, for example, we are working with a women group and like developing some skills related to tailoring. Then we are working with youths and training them in hotel management techniques so they can, work in coffee shops, something like that. And related to agriculture also.
Great. Any other people? What life skill is?
I request the participant just for intervention. The participant asking question must switch on their video also so that it could be audible. You are visible.
Yes.
You come with your video also.
Yeah. Another person. What life skill is? What is your so nicely said by Arpita Sharma ma'am? Any other people? What life skill is? What is your idea about life skill? Anyone? Make it a
skill, like ma'am said, we talk about increasing the capability so that in our life settings we often come around certain contingency situation where we don't know which way to proceed. In such situation, what life skills we can apply and increase our capability, that what deals with the life skills so that we can empower ourselves for carrying on with the life processes so that we do not give a full stop to our work.
Great. Can you give any example of life skills? Some typical example of life skills?
Yes, sir. When we talk about like if we see on near last year, we have seen ladies who were like going out for work and now they have like returned back to their original traditional modes like weaving. Then they're trying to add into it the modern things they are putting into the weaving skills so that it gets sold in the market, because marketing has become another problem recently. So they have to, until and unless they develop their skills, like they'll not be selling their products. So that's how modifying the existing ones so that it can be sold in a newer way.
Great. Understood your thing. Okay. Let's start with the definition of what you call what life skill actually is. Actually, whatever the skills you are having, that is helping you to cope up the daily life, the modern life, cope up with the modern life. That is your life skill, which keeps you to meet the challenges of modern life, daily to daily, everyday challenges. That is your life skill. The skills by dint of which or by which you can meet the challenges of everyday's life. That is your life skill. And that put you ahead of the crowd. If you are having life skills, then that will give you an advancement in comparison to others. Now, to simplify it, whatever you are doing to live a good life, a better life rather, that is life skills. And this set of life skills is changing over the period of your age, of your time. When you are a child, your life skill or the set of life skill is something different. When you are growing in adolescence phase, your life skills is changing. And when you are on job seeking, that means you are a job aspirant, there your set of life skill is different. That means you are giving priority to some set of skills what is needing in that period of time, that phase of life of yours. So I will request you all the people to just switch off your speaker. Okay, otherwise it will be difficult. When I will ask, then you will just put on your speakers. Okay, thank you, thank you, thank you. So whatever, any type of skills, life skills, any type of skills or set of skills, we need to manage the activities and challenges of everyday effectively. That is our life skills. Mastery and development of life skills can improve our lives in every part of every area of our life, in every segment, whether it is communication, whether it is interpersonal relationship, whether it is our study, whether it is our sociability, in every aspects of life, it increases our level and effectiveness. Okay, the intensity, it increases. It increases our intensity, it increases our valuability, it increases our core values. So whether it is social part, whether it is emotional part, whether it is our cognitive means from brain, thinking part or reasoning part, or it is non-cognitive information, or your what is comes automatically from you, non-cognitive part, or even your social skills. In all the aspects, what gives you some importance, some competitive advantage, and what puts you ahead from others, that is called life skills. Life skill is not a single skills or a set of skills which will remain with you for your lifelong. It will changes. The priority will be changes. For example, when you are child, your prior life skill is how to get food, how to have that food, how to play, how to read, how to have a relationship with father, mother, and sisters. These are your life skills. But when you are with the time, when you are growing up, that in adolescence phase, your priority changes. That means that time your life skill, how to make friends, okay, how to have a good self-respect, how to have a good career options, how to set your goal, that is changing. That is that the priority of skills have changed from childhood to adolescence. And again, when you are a job, you have completed your graduation or post-graduation, and you are seeking jobs, that time your priority again changes. That time your priority is how to present yourself. That means your presentation skills, how to communicate more effectively. Okay, as compared to my previous years, that is your priority. That means again it has been changed. And when you get your job, again your priority changes. Now you have got your job. Now you need you work. How you can make a team and have performed very nicely. Another will be your ability to handle the objections. That is your job skills, or how to get promotion, how to get well relationships with senior one as well as the senior one. These are the life skills what you require when you are in job. And then when you are getting a job, now you are going to be in family life. That means you need a boy or a girl to marry with. That time your again priority changes. That time your life skill is negotiable skill. What type of girl, what type of boy I need to marry, what type of flat I need to live. Okay, that time your negotiation skill goes over others. Okay, now you are getting married, then you have become parents. Now your parenting skill goes over every other, each and every life skills get dwarfed before your parenting skill, because the most priority is now bringing up your child. So again, the life skill has changed. Now again when your child has become grown, has grown up, and you are now in going to in a retiring age, that time again your priority changes. What changes? That means you are in a position to give up all your belongings, be it in tangible form, be it in non-tangible form. That means in respect, that means in social values. You have to transfer all those values to your offspring, the new generations. That time also life skills give. That means in total span of your life, in every phase, your life skill needs to be changed. It is not a set of life skill you have mastered in your early age and it will last for the lifelong. It is not. Some life skills, some set of life skills required in early stage of life, some set of in middle stage of life, and some set of life skills required in the fag end of your career or fag end of your life. Now, this is the beauty of life skills, that in the process of learning, you again learn the next life skill, what is required in next thing. But some skills are there, which need to be from childhood up to your last day of life. That is termed as essential life skills for life. Essential life. WHO or has termed 10 life skills that will increase your potential of 10 life skills they have approach. It is three-dimensional approach. When you are learning life skills, you have to involve your three weapons. That means your thought process, your emotions, and your sociability. This is the three dimensions. You have to indulge your thought process. You have to indulge your emotions, and then indulge your social part. What are all those 10 life skills? I will tell you, and then I will relate you in later part what IT, information technology, will help you. Let's just make you understand what are the 10 life skills that will require from the childhood up to your last life. First one comes under the category that is your thought process. Thought process, first thing is, or first life skill you require is from the very end or very early age to your last, that is your critical thinking. How you can think critically. You don't just listen to others and make the idea. You think of yourself, be it a person, be it a reaction, be it a particular decision, nowadays, people either becoming blind supporter or blind agitator. Life skill says no. You have to examine. You have to critically examine the thing, whether it is people, whether it is political party, whether it is religion, whether it is the idea, whatever that capacity to critically examine. How you can critically examine? You have to see deep into that. You don't want to go morphological. You have to go deep inside, full fathom. You have to go deep. Otherwise, you will not be able to just critical examine. In later phase, I will tell how critically examination done. This is the first part. Out of 10 life skill, first one under the category of thought process is critical thinking. Second one is your creative thinking. When you are in an opinion, you have done all critically examination, and now you are in an opinion that Mahatma Gandhi was having this thing shortcomings. Now creative thinking will tell how you can improvise that, how you can improve the thing, or how can you get rid of the negative things. This is creative thinking. Critical thinking will make you able to understand the actual part, what it is, and creative thinking, how you can improvise, the thing, how you can develop that, how you can do it more better way. Okay, now two parts, the critical thinking and creative thinking. Now third part is what is the outcome of this critical thinking and creative thinking is decision making and problem solving. What is decision making and problem solving? How we take decisions, How we solve the problem? That is the outcome of critical thinking and our creative thinking. Critically, by thinking critically, we find the things or the decision what actually the situation is, and by doing creative thinking, we improvise the situation. Okay, we improvise it. I will let you know from several examples how we will do that. Now, these force critical thinking, creative thinking, decision making, and problem solving. Decision making and problem solving will be the outcome of critical thinking and creative thinking. Critical thinking and creative thinking will not be visualized. It will be visualized by decision making and problem solving. How we can take decision in later phase, I will tell you. Okay, now these four are coming under thought process. Now, second dimension thought process. I said earlier also that this is a three-dimensional approach. First dimension is thought process. Second one is your emotions. Emotions. There are three verticals are there. First one is know yourself, self-awareness. You know yourself, particularly 90% people, I must say, are more correctly, I will say 91% people do not know their shortcomings. They do not know their strength. They do not know their SWOT analysis. SWOT analysis means strength, weakness, opportunity, and threat. They do not do that unless and until you judge yourself, you assess yourself where you are. That nothing can be done. You have to assess yourself. And how you can assess yourself, I will let you know later. But first one in emotion, that is you assess yourself. What emotions is overpowering, what emotions get dwarfed, what emotions are not coming out, that you have to know. You have to know yourself. Talk to yourself. Talk to give time to yourself. That is the first in emotion vertical. First one is self-awareness. Second one is your coping with others' emotions. If you are having emotions, other people do have emotions. They do also have emotions. They feel sorrow, they feel angry, they feel any type of feelings that you are having. So how you can cope with all those emotions? That is your second vertical. And third vertical is empathy. Can anyone tell what empathy is? Can anyone? What is empathy? Anyone?
Getting into somebody else's shoe to understand what other person is thinking.
Exactly. You can you elaborate some better way? You are telling right thing. Give an example. Because empathy is the thing, it is lacking. It is lacking in every people nowadays all over the world. Empathy is the subject of concern. Can you elaborate empathy more?
Maybe anyone like who's suffering from a suffering from a disorder. So maybe we know that okay, that person is suffering, but exactly how that person is feeling, that feeling inculcating in ourselves is maybe called empathy. So that is a different task. Everybody cannot do it. I think that's very difficult to getting into somebody else's shoes.
Okay, what is the difference between sympathy and empathy?
Sympathy is like okay, I know that some person, anyone who's suffering, okay, I'm concerned about that. But empathy is something okay, how that person is feeling, so maybe I can provide something. I am also having the same kind of feeling which that person is having.
Exactly. A nail is in my shoe unless and until other one get that shoe in their feet, they cannot feel what is the where the nail is just pinching. So
Definitely.
putting others in own feet is called the empathy. Means be in other position, then think. This is the real concern. People don't have empathy. People don't feel. People only concern of themselves. They feel their emotions. They have their emotions. They give value to their emotions, but they don't have the time or even the concern to give value to others' emotions. They don't have this juxtaposition, we can say. They don't juxtapose themselves to others' position, and then they realize giving help to anyone or showing sorrow to anyone is not empathy, it is sympathy. Empathy means Just feel exactly what you told. Just feel what other people are going through, what condition they are running through. That the empathy is. But very sorry to say, empathy is lacking all over the world, not only in India. And this empathy not only for other people only, other animals also, the trees also, even the herbs also, even the shrubs also, each and every people, each and every animals, bees, every living things, you have to show empathy to others. This is lacking, and this is the reason behind this natural calamity also, that we don't have that much empathy. So we have covered two verticals. First one is thought process. Thought process, four main life skills were there. First one was critical thinking. Second one was creative thinking. Third one was decision making. Fourth one was our problem solving. And in emotion part, three skills are there. First one is know yourself, self-awareness. Second one is your coping with others' emotions. And third one is empathy. Now comes the third vertical, that is third dimension. That is your emotions part, social part. Sorry, emotions we have covered. Social part. What is that? Social part. First one is communication. Communication. How you can communicate, whether you are able to communicate effectively or not, because communication is the base of interpersonal relationship. Communication is the base of your future life. Communication is the base of everything. If communication stops, life stops. Now communication, how you can communicate, I am going in later part, I will tell all those 10 points. I will deal each and every vertical separately, but I'm just telling you the 10 verticals, then I will deal all those verticals separately. First one is in sociability part is communication. Second was interpersonal relations. How you can improve interpersonal relationship, how you can improve the understanding of interpersonal relations. I am just giving you a session, you are just listening. Here also a relationship stands, here also a relationship stands. So how you can understand what the relationship is, you will see the importance of increasing relationship is not that much required. The understanding of relationship is required. I will let you know. Second one is interpersonal relationship, and third one is stress management. How you can control your stress. If you are on stress, how you can manage those stress. So these are the 10 verticals under 3 dimensions. I am even repeating. First one is your thought process. There 4 verticals are there. First one is your critical thinking, then creative thinking, then your decision making, and then your problem solving. Second is your emotions. 3 are there. First one is know yourself, self-awareness part. Second one is coping with others' emotion, and third one is your empathy. And third vertical is your sociability, social part. The first one is your communication skill. Second one is your interpersonal relationship, and third one is your what you call stress management. How you can manage your stress. If you are on stress, how you manage, or how you can keep yourself stress free. That also we will deal. Now, first one is critical thinking. What actually critical thinking is? Nowadays, what problem is that before knowing the thing in deep, we just surpass our comments, looking to others' comments, hearing to other people, be it senior, be it junior. So the concept, what should develop, what we must develop, we don't develop. We actually don't feel that we should have that much understanding. We just listen to others and have an opinion, and we say on that. And doing that, we are just doing adverse effect to ourselves also, our society also, and even to our nation also. So first, you have to go deep into the subject, be it a people, be it any decision, be it any party, be it any religion, be it any book, whatever the subject is, you have to have the understanding. And then you pass on your comments. Many a time, we don't feel that we must have that understanding. तो हमको इससे क्या काम है? But you require. Otherwise you don't surface your problem. You have to have that understanding. Now, how you can critically examine? In IT part, you will see in later phase of the last phase of my session, I will just visualize you how IT can help you. Now, this critical examination, a great help will come from IT sector. I will let you know in last part. Second one is your creative thinking. When you have critically examined a thing or a person, now how you can improvise the situation, how you can improvise a personality, how you can improve upon a situation, how you can increase the level of any work or any deed. That is your creative thinking. Now, when you are doing critical thinking, creativity also need there. It is not that when you are doing critical thinking, no creativity will be there. No, doing critical thinking also need creativity. They are also need creativity. They should go together, creativity and critical thinking. But when you are doing all these exercises, it will not seen by others. What will be the outcome of this critical thinking and creative thinking? That will be your decision making and problem solving. How you take decision? How you take decision? Decision, there are several steps to take a decision. Can anyone say how we can take decision? Please try. Anyone? How we take decision? What is the decision? Actually, how we can define a decision? Can anyone? Please.
So decision is choosing from the alternatives options.
Sir?
So decision is choosing from the alternate options available.
Yes. Yes. Can I elaborate, sir? Giving an example. Give an example.
Sir, example is taking a course, selecting a course from many available other courses is also a decision.
Exactly. Exactly. Decision making me. Yeah. Madam, I am not getting you. You want to say something, madam?
In an entrepreneur, decision making is opportunity. Decision making is a part of decision making. To grasp an opportunity.
Yes.
To grasp an opportunity is also a type of decision making skill. Is also a part of decision making skill. How we are grasping the opportunity. How we are using the opportunity. This is
Exactly.
also
Exploring the opportunity, you mean to say. You mean to say exploring the opportunity. That is decision making, how we can explore the opportunity. Actually, decision making means when we are doing something new or something extra, or we are in a situation where something new has to be done, okay, or something apart from daily work, something arises where I have to take some choices. Okay, lot of choices are there. I have to choose any one, or I have to give priority of one thing over other. That time require decision. For example, if I want to buy a motorcycle, that time I have to take decision. First decision is whether this is the right time to buy a motorcycle. If the answer is no, that means my decision has to be deferred. I will not take this decision. Then decision taking process ends. This is very much important. People don't understand this. Whether the right time is there or not to take the decision. In 80% cases, we take decision at wrong time. Get my point? Decision making is a process. In the process, first step is just feel whether this is the right time to take the decision, what I am intended to do, I am intended to take, whether this is the right time or not. whether I should defer the decision or I should take this decision at this moment. That doesn't mean that every decision you will defer. I am not referring that, but you have to judge whether this is the right time to take that decision or not. Per se, and now in Bihar it is 15 days lockdown, so it is not the right time to buy a bicycle or a motorcycle right now, because I will not be able to go outside for 15 days at least. So I can buy it after 15 days. This type of thing. First thing, you have to judge whether I should take this decision or not, right? Or I should defer it for 15 days, for 1 month, for 2 months, or next year. The first step is that once you have decided, no, this is the right time to take the decision. So first step is realization of the need of taking decision. If it is yet, now I have realized that this is the right time to take decision. Then second step is gather information. You have to gather information. In this part, your information technology will help a lot. I will tell you when in last phase I will tell how information technology help in improving your life skills. So second part of decision making is gather information. How you can gather information? How much information you can gather? There are many sources: primary source, secondary source. You can gather information. Third phase is identify the alternative. You will have much more any information, and not need to have that much information, but you will have people will give you information, but you find some alternatives over there. Not take all the informations. You take some information and make some alternative. Alternative 1, alternative 2, alternative 3. This is the third part of decision. Now, fourth part is weigh the evidence. You have to weigh the evidence. Whether people, okay, the book is telling that, people are telling that, but in front of me, anyone has taken those or not. Whether I am having that third party reference or not. That means I have to weigh the evidence, whether evidential proof is there or not. This is very important. We go by people's voice, but sometimes we have to bear some losses because we have not taken that evidential proof. So we have to take some evidential proof. This is the fourth part. Then fifth is choose any one alternative. So first one is that you realize, yes, I will take the decision. First one, whether you defer or you take the decision. First, the realization, whether it is the right time to take the decision or not. First point. Once you decided, yes, I have to take the decision, then second part is gather information. Third part is identify alternatives. Fourth part is weigh the evidence. When you have done all these four things, now choose the alternative. When you have pointed down this, I can take Honda, Hero Motors, I can take Honda, I can take Bajaj. These are the features of that. And then choose any one alternative, seeing the evidence and seeing the features. Okay, now you choose. This is the fifth part. Sixth part is take action. Now, only taking alternative or choosing alternative will not fetch any result. You have to take action. Based on alternative chosen, you have to take actions. Survey says 67% people take decision, but in action phase, they are 0. They take decision, but they do not implement that decision. So 5 steps they have completed. They have realized, yes, they should take decision. They gather information. They find alternatives. They have given weightage to the evidences, and they have chosen one alternative. These 5 steps they have done, but in action phase they have failed. In action phase they have failed. What Pandit Nehru, Jawaharlal Nehru said about that, action without thought is folly. In Opportunity for Youth, a 2-page write-up, Nehru said that action without thought is folly. If you just do the work without having much thought, then there is a chances of doing mistakes, committing mistakes. This is the first part, that action without thought is folly, but thought without action is abortion. Second part, he is telling that if you are only thinking and doing nothing, then you are doing abortion. On that context, I can say you, doing the first 5 steps of decision will not fetch any result. Rather, it will be as comparison to your abortion unless and until you take action. The 6th phase. First one is you take the 100% authenticity. Yes, I will take the decision. First part. Second part, gather information. Third part, find the alternative. Fourth, search for evidence. Fifth, choose an alternative. Finalize the alternative. These 5 part people does. 67% people just do up to that. Now, the rest 33% people take actions. Now they have taken the actions, and people think that our decision making process has ended or completed. No, another phase is also there. The last phase is you review your decision. Review whether I have taken the right decision or not, whether I have taken the right action or not, whether my implementation was right or not. If you are not reviewing your decision, then your decision making process is not complete. Why I am giving this much importance of your decision? Because 80%, 81% decision referred to other people. We people referred our 81% decision to other people, advisors or seniors or any other people. 81% decision we refer, important decision. But if we follow these all 7 steps, finding alternatives or finding weightages, you can have consultation with your seniors, you can have consultation with your advisors, but you have to take your own decision. There is no one to take your decision. You have to be decisive. Unless and until you become decisive, you cannot perform. You have to be decisive. You have to take decision. You have to take decision. So these 7 steps you have to done. I am giving much emphasis on decision making because nowadays people don't have their own decision. They are going by others' decision. Their decision is taken by other people. Their decision is referred to other people. But you have to take decision. You have to judiciously follow the 7 steps. First, you feel or you make your 100% confirm that whether you are taking decision right now or not. If right now, then follow the next 6 steps. If right, it can be deferred or it should be deferred for 15 days, 1 year, 5 years, then you defer it. But once you have decided, no, I have to take decision right now, then you have to follow the next 6 steps. You have to find the alternative. You have to gather the information. You have to find the alternatives. You have to find the weightages. Then you have to choose the alternative. You have to take the actions. Then you have to review your decisions. This is nowadays, it is very, very important to take your own decision. People are referring their decision and causing many difficulties, not only for them, not only for themselves, for others also. They are blaming others. They are blaming parents. They are blaming their offsprings that no, you are taking decision, you have taken wrong decision, so I am suffering. No, you take your own decision, but take time, follow the 6 steps, 7 steps, then you take decision. Now, what is problem solving? Problem solving and decision making is a slightly difference is there. Problem means you are facing some problem, not decision itself. You are facing some problem. Some problems are there which is harming you. In decision taking, it is not necessary that you are in a position where you are facing harmfulness. That is not there. But in problem solving, something is causing disturbances, something is making you harm. That time, to get rid of that harm, to get rid of that negative thing, you take some decisions. Here also you have to take decisions, bundle of decisions. To solve a problem, not only a single decision will help, there you take bundle of decisions which will in turn solve your problem. So problem solving is nothing, but it is an advanced stage of decision making. To solve a single problem, you can have multiple decisions. You may have taken, you might have taken, or you should have taken more than 1, 2, 3, or 5 decisions. to solve the problem. Per se, if you take one decision that fails, then plan B will also be there, then plan C will also be there, and by doing all those things, you can solve your problem. So the outcome of your critical thinking and your creative thinking will lie in your decision making ability and problem solving. This is all about thought process. These are the 4 things. Now come down to your emotion part. Know your emotions. You should know yourself. You have to have that SWOT analysis. What is SWOT analysis? Anyone? SWOT, SWOT analysis. Can anyone say what is SWOT analysis?
Strength, weakness, threat, and SWO, opportunity. Strength, weakness, opportunity, and threat.
Thank you. Great, great. Now, what is SWOT? That means you have to find out your strength. What are your strengths? What emotions you are having that is helpful? And weakness. Weakness means in respect to emotion, I am telling. I am not giving the bigger part of that SWOT analysis. I am restricting to only emotions. Emotions means what are the strengths? What emotions are my willpower is very strong. My emotion is that I am much professional. Okay, that is my plus point. And negative point can be I am waved by other emotions that should not be. This can harm people also, in myself also. That is my negative part. And opportunity is that seeing my strength and weakness. What are my opportunity per se? If I am having strong willpower, I am having professionalism in me, and I am having a weakness that I am moved by other emotions, then what are the opportunity lying in front of me? My opportunity is there if I can have some people around me who can understand my feeling or who can go with me, then I can have a team because I am having strong self determination and I am having a professionalism in me. That means I can run a team, so I can have a teamwork. That is the opportunity. So seeing your positive part, seeing your negative part, you can have your decision that what you should be, what you should do, what your next planning will be. That is your knowing yourself. And threat, if you are having that much negativity in you, then you have to get rid of that. Otherwise, you will be ruined by your own emotions. If you cannot take the failures, if you fail, you just broke out. That means you have to get rid of that. You have to embrace the failures also. So when you will find out your emotions, what are overpowering you, that is the positive part or the negative emotions, then you are having opportunity to overcome all those things. Okay, seeing the strengths, seeing the weaknesses, what are opportunity lying there and what are weaknesses or what are the threats lying there. Now, while doing this exercise, you have to keep Swami Vivekananda's word in mind. What Vivekananda is telling? Vivekananda is telling there are 2 ways to get success in your life. There are 2 ways. One way that you get rid of all your negative, you get rid of your all black part. Then people will say, okay, you are God, but it is next to impossible. You cannot have your all negative parts down. You cannot have. Even Krishna is having its criticism. Even the moon is having its kalank, dag is there. So it is not possible a man to get rid of all negative things. Then what is the second part? Second part is you scale your positive part up to that limit that can shadow your negative. By doing self-evaluation, you have come out with this is my strength, this is my weakness. You scale your strength up to that limit that can shadow your negative. Atal Bihari Vajpayee's Hindi was so nice, no one requested ever that you speak English. So his Hindi overcome all the, I'm not telling that his English was bad, I'm not telling that. But his Hindi course over any other qualities. So this is the thing that Vivekananda told, that weigh yourself, find your strength, and by dint of that strength, you increase that strength, and by dint of that strength, you shadowed your negative part. Your negative part will get shadowed, ढक जाएगा, shadowed by your positive. So seeing this self-awareness or self-emotions, when you will do this exercise, you will keep this word in mind, that it is not possible for everyone to get rid of all the negative things. Rather, the second process is that you have to scale your positive point up to that limit that can sedate your negative part. This you have to see. Now, the second part is cope with others' emotion. If you are having sorrow in your mind, if you feel bad, if someone behave rude with you, if someone shows negativity to you, what is your emotions? Then you have to. This is similar to empathy, what we are talking about, but a little bit different, because your emotions is there and their social part is there. Empathy, in empathy, the feeling is more or less same, but empathy is more of social, and your coping emotions is more of yourself, not social. It has to be felt within, and empathy is social. More or less, the thing is the same. Empathy is also be in other position than thing. Here also, cope with other emotions means you have to understand other emotions also. But here you're feeling from within, not in society. In your within, you have to feel. You have to understand. You have to see that, oh, okay, the people behave very rudely with me. Why he has behaved that in that way? Then when you will go deep into that, you will find that his or her mind was not in a position. He was in deep problem, so he behaved. So you have to bear with them. You have to bear with them. But nowadays we do not have. We just come with the result. No, he has behaved very badly, so I will take this decision. But you will develop that ability to cope with other emotion. You will go deep into that, and you will find that some reasons behind that they have behaved that. Okay, so this is very tough, and no people are having time to go. But this is the life skill. If you want to stand in your life, if you want to stand out of the crowd, if you want to embark in your society, you have to develop this. You have to do self evaluation, that is called self introspection. Know yourself. Second one is cope with others' emotions, and third one is stress management. Stress management I will take at the fag end of my session, and I will do some exercise with you also. So stress management I am holding. I will take it at the fag end. From 11:59 I am taking. So 12:45 it will be the ending. So 12:30 I will have that our stress management, and we will love that session. So I am holding stress management there. And finally, your third dimension, that is your sociability. Sociability, first come communication. What do you mean by communication, and how you can improve your communication? Anyone. How you can improve upon your communication? What is communication?
Sir, communication means sharing knowledge, education to the other, so that they can understand us. The mutual understanding is called as a communication. And
Mutual
how we can
exactly.
To bring a common consensus.
Sharing of ideas is a sort of communication.
Exactly.
Sharing of ideas and bring common consensus.
Actually, communication, I am having 18 module. 18 module I am having on communication, and I am teaching in foreign universities also on communication. But communication means how you can make understanding to others and get understand other feeling too. If you are just showing your feeling, you are just expressing your feeling, and you are not understanding other feeling, that is not communication. Communication is both and mutual comes, what madam referring to, mutual understanding. That means what people are saying and what you are saying, both are understandable. If one is missing, then it is not communication. I'll just give you one to two just trick how you can improve your communication. because it is a vast subject. But I have to cover all those things, because the subject is nitty-gritty of life skills. So I have to cover. In communication, the first thing is that communication is nothing but to kiss. K-I-S-S, kiss. Kiss means keep it short and simple. Keep it short and simple. Communication is nothing but to kiss. You have to keep it very, very short, crispy, and small, and very simple. You don't use any juggernaut. You don't use any difficult word. You don't use any phrase that is not understandable to others. So you have to keep it small and short and simple. Okay, short, small, and simple. Because if your communication is not understandable to others, then your communication fails. So communication is nothing but to kiss. Now, whether it is written communication, whether it is oral communication, verbal, non-verbal, whether it is expression, all should be very, very small but expressive. Small, that doesn't mean that you cannot express. Very small. In small words, you have to express yourself, and very simple word you have to use in written also and in oral also. And the main thing of communication is listen, listen, and listen. Suno, suno, or suno. Listen, listen, and listen. Then second step comes probe, and probe until you satisfy. These are the tricks that will dramatically increase your communication. That will dramatically increase your communication. Listen, listen, and listen. Probe, probe until you satisfy. If you are communicating with others, give time to his word or her word. Listening. बहुत शांत से आप उनको सुनिए. Patient listener. Become a patient listener. Give time. People should understand, yes, you are having time to listen. People is giving everything but not giving time. But if you want to be a good communicator, you have to listen people. Listen, listen, and listen. Then probe, and probe. You ask questions. Yes, I am not clear what you are intended to say. What you want to say, I am not clear. Just clear it. You just ask questions. And after getting your doubt clear, then this is my invention. No one will tell you this part. And this will give you edge over others. Just listen to me and believe me and practice it. Listen, listen, and listen. Probe, and probe unless you satisfy. Then confirm it in your own word. Confirm it in your own word. When you will confirm his word in your word, you will satisfy the people standing in front of you or sitting in front of you. That means in communication, you have to have your mind that you have to satisfy the ego of the opponent. That is the mastery of communication. While doing communicating or while communicating others, you have to have in your mind how I can satisfy the person's ego. If you cannot satisfy the person's ego, even a man can also have ego. Professor to have ego, doctor to have ego, principal to have ego, politician to have ego, ministers to have ego. Even a simple 18 years boy is also having ego. So if you are a good communicator, you have to satisfy others' ego. Now, satisfying ego doesn't mean that you will bow down, but you have to use some techniques. The technique what I have invented is listen, listen, and listen. Probe, and probe until you satisfy. Then confirm it in your own word. I am giving you one example. From this example you will learn. This is memory hook. You can take and you can use it. Per se, some people has come to me and he was asking to get some help from me. What help? Now corona pandemic is there. He want to get admitted in RIMS or in any medical college. He wants a help from me. So first I will listen to him. I will encourage him to come out what he want to say. When he is communicating, he is telling, I will ask some questions. who is the person whom you want to get admitted? So my father is there. How old is he? He is 67 years old. What are the problem? No, oxygen level get. Then why? What is actual the oxygen level? It is 89. Then why you are taking him to hospitals? You can take him in home only, and you can arrange some oxygen cylinder over there. No, oxygen cylinder I could not arrange, so I need oxygen bed in hospital. This communication per se with that people. Now I will confirm it in my own word, and I will just satisfy his ego. What I will say, what I have learned from you after this discussion, that aging 67 is ill. Ill in particular, he is having oxygen 87, and you are not able to have an oxygen cylinder in your home. So you want to get admitted your father in a hospital where bed and oxygen is there. Is it so? If you just repeat is what he has uttered from his own word, if you can repeat it, I am telling you, you will able to buy everyone. You will able to buy everyone. All people will be your friend. You will get respect from any other. This is the simple trick. I have used it, and more than 2.5 lakh students are there all over India and even abroad. They have also used this, and they are having opinion that it is very much helping them. So you can also do that. In communication, you just listen. You encourage people to come out with whatever words they are having, whatever they want to say. You encourage them. You encourage them. Please tell. Please tell. You listen. You give a good listening. You must have good listening power. Then you probe. Then you probe. That means people may have many things in their mind, but they are not expressive. They are not able to express it. So you help them. You help them to express. And after completing, after getting satisfaction that yes, I am getting all the word what you intended to say or she intended to say. Now you confirm it by your own word. You use that trick. All communication will fail. You use this trick. Listen, listen, and listen. Probe, probe, and probe until satisfy. Then confirm your own word what you have listened from him or her. What you have listened from him or her. When he is answering or she is answering your question, she was answering your question, that you repeat. What in example I have just shown you, I have demonstrated that. This will dramatically 1.5 months back, I was having a meeting with ministers, central ministers, and when he was asking me many questions, then after giving all the answers, then I did ask some questions to him, and when I repeat that in my own word, the minister was just fan of me. So I satisfied his ego. I satisfied his ego. Every people are having ego. If you are repeating his word by your word, that means you are satisfying his ego. Satisfying ego means not that you are going to anyone or you are oiling and buttering people. No, by dint of your communication, you can win people. So communication, I will tell that much. And second, in social part, is interpersonal relationship. What is interpersonal relationship? Can anyone tell what is it? Are you enjoying the session, or it is boring? Are you with me? Thank you. Thank you. I have seen.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. So what is interpersonal relationship?
Interpersonal
thank you.
communication means communication between two people.
Yes, madam. Yes, madam. I have
Interpersonal communication means communication between two people.
Interpersonal relationship I am telling about. Interpersonal communication, so I have already done. Interpersonal relationship means the attraction or the what you call Gatbandhan, that means the bondage of two or more than two people because of the attraction is interpersonal relationship. The bondage between two or more than two people, the bondage between more than two people because of attraction is interpersonal relationship. Okay, the bondage between family members is also there, father, mother, teacher. The bondage among friends is also there. The bondage among lover and beloved is also there. The bondage among teacher and student is also there. The bondage among shopkeepers and his customer is also there. So that bondage between two or more than two people because of attraction is called interpersonal relationship. Now, interpersonal relationship is important, or understanding the relationship is important. A debate was there in Lee Meridian Hotel, Delhi. All the European countries came, and I was also there. So my point is there that yes, the interpersonal relationship is very needed, but it is very much needed to have the understanding. A boy and a girl, 7 days interpersonal relationship, how can we it go to the bed? 7 days relationship to bed, that they have not understood the interpersonal relationships value. So before developing, before increasing the intensity of the relationship, you have to understand the relationship between the people. So understanding of relationship is much crucial than the bonding. The intimacy is required. Intimacy is required. It is required that you have intimate relationship. But first you understand the relationship, then you increase the intimacy. Okay. Now interpersonal relationship, many type of interpersonal relationship is there. Professional relationship is there. Your family relationship is there. Friend relationship is there. Your business relationship is there. Many type of relationship is there. But my point is, before increasing the intensity of the relationship, you must have the understanding. You must know the limit of the relationship. What I should stop, where I should go not. But before do, you have to know the don't. Up to what extent I can go. Beyond that, I will not go. You have to decide. No other people will decide. You have to take the decision. You have to take the decision, and you have to know this is my limit. I will not cross that limit. This is interpersonal relations. I am having in Bangladesh, I was having several sessions on interpersonal relationship, and I proved that the understanding is much more needed. But this is not the right platform. I'm just touching you, and I am giving you, or I am leaving you some questions to you also, that understanding of relationship is much needed, or needed more, or the potentiality of or intensity of relationship should go high. Okay. Before doing intimate relationship, or before coming close to anyone, you must that understanding. Okay. Now finally, your empathy. What is empathy? Empathy means be in other position than think. What I dealt in my previous session only. Now the third part I am telling how your IT can help. IT can help in all these 10 life. That means your critical thinking, creative thinking, decision making, problem solving, know yourself and self-awareness, cope with others' emotions, empathy, your communication, interpersonal relationship, or even your stress management. All these 10 essential skills can be improved by your information technology. How? How communication can be improved by information technology? Anyone? Just employ your brain. Just imply. You know better than any book. You know more than any writer. You just use your and critical thinking. Just do your critical thinking as well as your creative thinking. By having this session, you will master your life skills. How communication can be improved by information technology? Anyone? 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 Are you with me? I am asking you a question: how communication can be improved by information technology? Can anyone throw light upon that? Anyone can try. Anyone?
Sir, good afternoon. I am Dr. A.K. Tiwari from Ranchi. My view is, if I have to convey my message or my feelings to another person, it may be generally
I am getting you, sir. Let's continue. I am getting you, sir. Let's continue. Okay. Actually, that means we are telling that advent of newer technology, that means email, the internet, digital platforms, or even video different software, that information without newer technology, only telephone was there, or the letter was there, or the letter was there communication. With the advent of newer technology, your smartphone, now you are there. Lot of information required to have good communication. You are the communicator. Technology communication, be it in written communication, be it in oral communication, be it in other media. IT information technology has played a vital role. We can have many other how IT can interpersonality we have understood the IT now interpersonality is how it can improve. What's the base of interpersonality? How interpersonal relationship happens, or how it brings? कैसे होता है, बनता कैसे? How interpersonal relationship bonded comes. Communication is the base of interpersonal. I said that the abstraction, out of that abstraction, the bondage of two or more than two interpersonal. So behind this bondage, now the abstraction comes from communication. Abstraction comes from communication. Many types of communication. Verbal communication, your facial expression, your eye expression, your smiling face. That is communication. The base of interpersonal relationship is communication. So when you are improving the communication, by the same time you are improving your interpersonal. Now one Hindi thing is that you just understand what English I just convert in English. आपसे हमारी बात क्या बंधु दुनिया भी बढ़ गई जिससे आपने वो भी कहा. That means when communication stopped, the gap broadened. Then you listen what I have not uttered even. What I have not uttered, but you have listened. That means the communication is required in any step of life, in any phase of life. Without communication, personal relationship breaks. Personal relationship starts with communication and it ends with miscommunication or wrong communication or communication gap. Communication gap is the root cause of any personal relationship breakage. Behind that, the communication gap is there. In any festivals like Holi, like Eid, we improve our communication. We improve our interpersonal relationship. We find the privilege, we find the opportunity to have those relationship by communicating people. Now, how this improved by your information technology? By messaging, by your social media usage, by Twitter, by any type of your technology enabled what you call the platform, you can improve your communication as you can improve your interpersonal relationship, because the behind the interpersonal relationship only communication stands, and if communication is lacking, the interpersonal relationship is also lacking. Now, in developing empathy, how our information technology can help? Our information technology can help in improving, because time is we are lacking. I cannot give much time on that. Then I have to take on your stress management part also. Will require here. How we can improve our empathy? In Hyderabad, a small film was made on that empathy, and it was by YNA, Youth National Academy, and that was seen by 55 million people. And there, people shows how a little boy, can show empathy to a dog who was likely to be drawn in a river, and the boy rescued that dog. So it was a video, a nice video, and so cinematography used, and so angle was used, but it was the information technology. It was the technology that enabled that cinema to reach 6 million people. You can see the power of information technology by improving the life skills. So I'm giving a simple example. So you can also master your information technology tools to improve your empathy part also. And in critical thinking, your creative thinking, lot of information are there in internet, lot of tools are there in internet. You can use all those things to improve your creative thinking or critical thinking. Or say, I am giving you a decision that Hitler took in Second World War, that he will fight against all rest of the European country. So whether the decision was right or wrong, you have to critically examine. Now, how your information technology can help? Google, the search engine is also there. So you can have all the study materials over there. You can have that. You can have videos also. You are having YouTube also. So you can search all the findings, what you require to critically examine a people or a decision. Okay. So information technology in every step is helping a lot in improving your life. Your technology, if you are technically savvy, then it increases your confidence. Your self-confidence gets doubled, tripled when you are technical savvy. Because in this era, no people can survive without having that technological advantage in newer generation of people. So if you are technically savvy or technical savvy, you are having self-confidence. That in turn gives you a much better life. So this is also a life skill. Goal setting. Your goal setting ability improve by using your information technology. You can have your goal setting after having the information that whether you are taking pure science or whether you're taking bioscience, whether new job openings are there or not. By seeing all those informations through gadgets or any internet, so you can plan your goal. Goal setting part also, your information technology is not. So in every part, in every life skills, I am giving you a task. I am not just instancing examples and I am just making you aware all those things. Rather, I am infusing you that you also search that where the information technology is helping in improving life skills. In every step of life, life skill is required, and in every type of life skill, information technology is helping. Be it in communication skill, be it in information technology, be it in developing empathy. Yes, not in simple form, not in the single form, it is in another form also, like in video, or in what you call now podcast is also there by podcasting, or your Joe's talk or your TEDx talk. These all are improving your life skills. These are all information technology, and they are improving your life skills. And in critical thinking also, in creative thinking also, in decision making also, all these life skills are improved by your information technology. I am not ending this. This is not the thing. This is just the starting. You yourself have to think. You have to find out where are other avenues where information technology is using to improve your life skills. So I have gone through the life skills, the nitty-gritty of life skills, what are the types of life skills, 10 essential life skills recommended by UNICEF and WHO, and I have categorically just explained all the life skills. That means critical thinking, creative thinking, decision making, problem solving, then communication, interpersonal relationship, empathy, then your knowing yourself, means self-awareness, coping with others' emotion. Then finally, I am taking this stress management. It will take another 15 minutes. Are you with me? And up to this, are you having any question? If you are having any question, just speak out. Speaker and ask question. Yes. Please. Please ask your question, sir. If you are having any question up to this, because after that, I will just take you 10 minutes or 15 minutes for your stress management. So you can ask any question up to this. If you are having any doubt, if you are having any clarification, you can ask. If not, then I will go into stress management. I am going to stress management. 1 minute time I am taking. If you are having any question, you can ask. I think no question is there. Then I am going directly to stress management. What